Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're all going shopping again. London, well, the UK is giving us a good reason to go back to the UK post-Brexit because, well, apparently they've announced officially that tax-free shopping at Heathrow is coming back. Whoop whoop, let's get through all the details and let's plan out how we're going to go shopping. But first and foremost, subscribe to my channel here on the tubes, push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today and gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together, for extra perks there as well. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday, and you are all invited to join the chats. What do Anne Hathaway, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Lucy Hale have in common with yours truly? We all wear Lilysilk. This video is brought to you by Lilysilk. Thank you, Lilysilk, for sponsoring me. I am always looking for comfortable solutions to prepare myself for the live streams. When I get my makeup done and my face done, I always wear their scrunchies. I use the smallest one and the second to smallest one because they're more practical to tighten my hair, pull it all back when I do my face. But when I go to sleep, I go for the mid and large size scrunchies because they separate the hair more. They're more cozy and comfortable when I sleep. Plus, the amino acids in here keep the hair nice and luscious. Plus, silk. It's fabulous because unlike cotton, it feeds you all the water instead of the cotton that absorbs it all. So you wake up almost like humidified in a good way. And this is also why I love their pillowcases. Once you've slept on silk pillowcases, you're not going to want to go back to cotton. At least that's how it's been for me. What is also beautiful about this particular patchwork design, you might think, oh, this is a design choice. Well, no, not simply a design choice. It also has to do with sustainability. Their no waste policy is all about utilizing all of the pieces of silk that are leftover bits from making shirts and other products. And instead of throwing them away, they put them all together to create, for example, a pillowcase. I think that's a great idea. This shirt is kind of a patchwork as well. I decided to style it this way. I wear two shirts in one to create more of a fashion moment. I even combine all the cuffs together to create the blue and the black. So this is the way that I love to wear two particular shirts. This is the 22mm basic male shirt, but there's nothing basic about that once you've combined it and styled it in the right way. It also keeps you so fresh and cool. In fact, with all the studio lights that I'm working with, usually I'm always overheated. Not when I'm wearing silk. It just all breathes and I'm not sweating at all. Very fabulous. Plus, what is also fabulous, they teamed up with TerraCycle. So let's say you get tired of your silk garment. Maybe you've grown out of it. Maybe you need to buy a smaller size or a bigger size. We change, we evolve. Well, don't throw it away. For TerraCycle, you can send it back to them and then they can recycle that silk to make something new out of it. So there's even less throwing away, less waste, which is fabulous. Listen, if you want to save some money on your Lilysilk purchase today, be sure to check out the description box down below. Use my coupon codes for all sorts of different offers. Thank you, Lilysilk, so much for sponsoring this video. Now let's get to the Heathrow topic. Last time I've been to Heathrow was about, 3 years ago, round about 3 years ago, and shopping was amazing. Now, I have to say, the prices were not the best, but then, you always had the fluctuation because even though Great Britain was within the European Union, well, back then at least it still was, however, they still had the pound. Now, certain luxury brands, they would kind of, adapt their prices. In Great Britain, they would have a slightly different price as opposed to Europe or the United States or in Australia. So depending on how the pound would fluctuate, you could kind of have more or less a better deal. And then around about 2020, they stopped the tax-free situation. Now, however, and I wrote down the name of the finance minister of the UK, because it's kind of a complicated name, to be honest with you, at least for me to pronounce, Kwasi Kwarteng. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. So the finance minister, Kwasi Kwarteng, said just last Friday, right before we actually started filming this video, that, well, apparently and everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, just my opinion. Everything's alleged, but allegedly they have said that retail shopping and fashion in the UK has been declining. So they're thinking to bring back what they took away back in 2020, and they said they're bringing back the tax-free shopping. However, the difference this time around, before you all come for me and say, hey, Dacob, wait a minute, but you could always do tax-free even before. Well, the difference now is that they're changing their paper form type of tax refund situation when you're shopping. They're switching that over to an electronic version of tax-free. Now, I have spoken to friends of mine in the UK who say that, or friends of mine who live abroad but go visit the UK, and they said, well, technically how it used to happen in the past was there was different ways of shopping and saving money on duty free. You would purchase a brand, let's say at Heathrow Airport. You would have to prove that you lived abroad, that you don't live in the UK, and certain products could be shipped to you. Like, you couldn't take them with you. Some stuff you could take with you. Right now, the way it's going to be, according to what I've been told, as far as you will be able to purchase something directly, tax-free, all the major brands we love so much, and you take them home with you. Now, obviously, they're telling you, please declare them as you enter your final destination. So let's say you're leaving the UK, you are an American citizen, and you're going back to America. You pass by some brands you love so much at Heathrow Airport, all the luxury brands that we love so much from Europe, and you decide to purchase, let's say, a bag. You show them the passport, you show them your ticket, you're flying outside of the UK, you're not a UK citizen. They're going to deduct, well, depending, I don't know what they, like, from 12 to 15, 16, 17%, I guess. I don't know how much their VAT is. So you're going to get a percentage of it deducted from the price, from the final price of your purchase, and then you leave. Now, obviously, what happens then? Well, when you land back home, you have to declare the stuff that you bought. Every country has different limits, how much you're allowed to import before you have to declare it, or there are different limits before you have to pay import taxes. But the mere fact that we, again, at Heathrow Airport in particular, but other airports as well, when you're leaving the... I'm talking in particular about Heathrow Airport because that's where all the major brands are in. When you're leaving the UK, that's where you want to fly out of. That's where you want to do your shopping. I'm thinking it's been a while that we had the opportunity to shop like that. So I'm super excited for this. How about you? Let me read in the chats what is your opinions. And also, I want to know, what are we craving for? What do we want to buy? Where are we at this point? Because I don't know why, but since some time I've been thinking about special pieces from luxury brands like toys, cards, all those things that you would never really want to buy at home. Not really, you know, but I'm thinking, but there you could want to buy because porcelain plates, maybe collecting towards your journey, towards bigger bags. I'm just saying. Oh, so Blonde and Chatty says VAT is 20% in the UK. So if you could get that discounted, that would be good. Caroline says 20% VAT. So think about it, you guys, because if it's 20% VAT, now I know that some countries that also do tax refund, there's always an intermediary company that does the tax refund for you. So like, for example, I know that if you shop in Europe and you live outside of Europe, you don't need to go just to duty-free shop. Like even shopping within the cities in Europe, they can fill out a tax return form for you. And then when you leave that European country finally, and if that European country is your final country within Europe before you leave Europe completely to go back to your home country, that's where you get the money back. But it's usually an intermediary company that settles that amount for you, which means that they take a percentage as well. What does this mean? This means that you don't get that 20% back. You get 15, 16, 17% back because the other company, the intermediary company, also takes a percentage off. Now, how does this work at the airport? Probably different, because at the airport, maybe they don't have an intermediary business in between. So they kind of directly allow you to deduct the entire sales tax. Because if you're going directly to a brand at the airport and you purchase from them already without the tax, then you would probably get 20% off, the full 20%, which is amazing. Now, the downside of all of this, however, and this is what I've been kind of trying to calculate the whole day today, I've been thinking, well, hold on a minute. But a lot of these brands that we love so much, they're already marked up in the UK. So technically, what might happen, according how, the value of the pound fluctuates, you might end up saving money, but you also might end up kind of not saving any money because certain brands are already marked up in the UK, plus then there's tax on top. So if you kind of take the tax away, you might end up still paying a little bit more than you would pay for the same product in another country. So always do your due diligent research and calculate. It's an easy calculation to do, really, because all you got to do is compare the prices of certain brands in other countries. You're looking for a particular brand and their product, and you see the price at Heathrow Airport minus the 20% or whatever percentage it is of the VAT. Then you check, online, you Google it, that brand, and you Google their online shop in another country, in a European country, and then you see how much they cost there. Then you compare the two prices, and then you can really see if it's worth it or not. I'm sure for some things it's going to be amazing because 20% is awesome. Now, they're doing this because apparently the UK is having issues, economical issues. Sales are not doing the best. So if they're kind of deciding to bring back the tax-free, it means that there's some bumpy waters ahead. Are you going to be shopping? Letty says, restocking all my Chanel body care products for sure. It's definitely an option because obviously if they're going to do duty-free on clothes, they're also going to do it on perfumes. They're going to do it on creams. They're going to do it on makeup. And if it adds up if you think about it, because it's not like you're limited to just buying one piece. You know what I mean? You could buy a little here, a little there. You just got to calculate certain stuff. How much you're going to have to pay import taxes when you go back home. What's your limit? Like, what's your budget? Because if you're going on holiday, this is also something I always think about. You're going on holiday, you're in the city, let's say you're in London on holiday. It's kind of lame to spend your holiday in London thinking, I'm not going to buy anything because I'm going to keep my whole budget for when I fly out of London so that I'm going to buy all my stuff at the duty free. So you kind of end up not really buying anything while you're in London, which maybe is not a bad thing, but at the same time I think to myself, I don't know, I want to enjoy my holiday. I want to enjoy my stay there as well, so like what do? You got to take that into consideration. And then of course your limitations. How much are you allowed to bring back to your home? I know that there's still very strict regulations in a lot of countries in terms of how much alcohol you can bring back. By alcohol, I don't just mean drinks. I mean perfumes as well, especially in the type of concentration of fragrance. Now, in the 70s and in the 80s, it was a big deal. They would sometimes, customs would inspect you upon arrival back to your home, and they would check if you have an eau de toilette, an eau de cologne, an extrait. Extraits would be very tricky to travel with. Very, very tricky because they were very, very, very high import duties for highly concentrated perfumes or oils or essential oils. Now, that's not the case in most countries anymore now, but it still is somewhere. So just be very careful because I know we're all going to go all super happy and, oh my gosh, let's... Because listen, back in the day when tax-free was a thing at Heathrow, you know how many people would just fly in for a day with some cheap air company, just fly in to be able to shop at Heathrow and then fly out the next day. So a lot of people have been using and abusing that system, you know what I mean? And so I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped that, but now they're bringing it back. So I'm excited. Oh, Caroline, thank you for letting us know. So £1 is equal to 1.08 US dollars at the moment, as of today when we're filming on this September Saturday. Caroline says Heathrow Terminal 3 and Terminal 5 offer 20% off in store Blue banisters. Oh, um, and that's, wow, that's amazing. Airside. Okay, so off in-store airside. That's so awesome. Oh, Katie says I never knew. Yeah, it was a very, very tricky situation with perfumes and essential oils. Oh, Blue Banisters just came back from Rome and saved 800, I think 800 euro or dollars on a Fendi bag because I bought it at the airport on the way back to the US, and I saved $200 on a Louis Vuitton pocket organizer. I mean, that's awesome. So if you calculate these things properly, it's the best you can do. Just saying. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are we going to have a meet and greet? Are we all going to meet up at Heathrow Airport? Let's plan this out, you guys. Fashion Bunker meet and greet at Heathrow. Shopping together. 20% off. I'm living. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe.